Thank you all for your time and consideration for watching our presentation and hope you will like it. I would like to tell you the topic of our group, that is to critically evaluate the Doyle's definition of marketing, and following is our group member detail. Now I would like to introduce the contents of our presentation. Firstly, we will define what is marketing in terms of shareholder value and Doyle's point of view on it, followed by the stakeholder perspective of marketing, thereby giving the contrast between these two perspectives. Finally, concluding the presentation with the recommendations based on our evaluation of the definition of marketing. Now we start on what is marketing. So marketing can be selling, it can be product or service, it can be people's value. To sum up with different definitions by different people, marketing is the only business which deals with various and different kinds of customers and relates to the buying and selling of goods. Now we'll see the definition for marketing from different people perspective. Firstly, the Doyle's view on marketing. Marketing is the management process that seeks to maximize returns to shareholders by developing relationships with valued customers and creating a competitive advantage. This definition is critically evaluated as marketing is not only much broader than selling. Actually, it is the whole business seen from the customer's point of view. Now, the another definition of marketing is based on the stakeholder perspective. It says that marketing is not only concentrating upon the shareholders but also on each and every stakeholder responsible for the organization. Now it says that marketing should not only be dependent on the value for the shareholders but also should consider the ethical and the social aspect for the organization, which would be profitable in the long term. Now, after critically evaluating both these definitions, in accordance to both the perspectives stated above, we can conclude that the stakeholder perspective is much broader than the shareholder concept about marketing. So we arrive at the conclusion that the stakeholder view of marketing plays more significant role in the sector of management, thereby carrying out the working affairs more effectively and efficiently. Now we'll see the Doyle's view of marketing. The objective was to maximize the shareholder value. For doing this, he adopted two approaches. Firstly, the relationship with valued customers, and secondly, the competitive advantage. How to create shareholder value? Alfred Rappaport suggested 7 drivers within a business to create shareholder value. They were namely a growth in sales, an increase in the operating profit margin, and so on. There are various ways to measure shareholder value. They can be traditional measure or shareholder value equivalents. Traditional measures are discounted cash flow, residual income, internal rate of return, and various value equivalents are shareholder value analysis, market value added, economic profit, and cash flow return on investment. Now we'll see the example of a well-known company, Nike. It has played a significant role in providing and creating value for its customer since years. They have provided a positive return to the shareholders and provided a great value for its price. Now the approaches adopted by Nike were highly innovative product design, distinctive marketing strategy, and R&D, tight financial controls. Looking at these two charts, it can be easily concluded that Nike has really benefited its customers by providing maximum returns to the shareholders of the company. In this example, it can be easily judged that Nike had put stakeholder approach on top of shareholder approach during the crisis period. This proves that the stakeholder approach is much broader concept than the shareholder approach, and it is more beneficial for the organization as it covers each and every aspect of the organization who are responsible for generating profit to it. Now the stakeholder perspective of marketing. Stakeholder theory does not view the maximizing of shareholder. It also is the efficient way to generate the competitive advantage for the firm. They are just not considered about the shareholder value. They are considering the social and the ethical aspects for the organization for generating a lot of profit. Here we have explained the different type of stakeholders: capital market, product market, and organizational stakeholders. And here we can see the shareholder is the external stakeholder. Now, marketing by stakeholder perspective. As you can see that activities and processes within a system of social institutions that facilitate and maintain value through exchange relationship with multiple stakeholders. And here we have given an example of the US initiative where they took initiative to give preference to the stakeholders rather than shareholders, and they banned the use of plastic bags and they initiated the use of cloth bags to improve the environment. In this way we can see that following the stakeholder perspective, they can easily cater the ethical and the social issues. Now, the conclusion, we can say that the stakeholder theory is widely applicable. As I previously mentioned, that marketers should monitor stakeholder power and expectations, and this theory plays a major role in organizational outcome in generating profit for the organization. Now, here we have compared the shareholder value versus stakeholder value. The shareholder value perspective, it emphasizes profitability over responsibility. Organizations primarily act as instruments for its owners. Pursuing maximum value for the shareholder will result in society wealth being maximized. And the most important thing, shareholder value perspective is inapplicable to those companies which are not even having the shareholders. Example, the NHS Direct. This company is so successful in UK and they are not even having the shareholders. This proves that the Doyle's definition of marketing is not at all applicable to those companies who are deprived of shareholders. Now the stakeholder perspective. Stakeholder perspective always emphasizes responsibility over profitability. Here the organizations are primarily serving all parties involved, whether they are shareholders or whether they are stakeholders, customers, suppliers, each and everyone. An organization's success should be measured by satisfaction among all stakeholders. It is a much broader concept and it measures soft variables like firm's reputation, quality of product and services, good employees and cooperative financiers, and this in the way is the best measure to generate profit for the organization. And these both methods are used for generating competitive advantage. Now, the criticism of shareholder value is that the benefit of the owners of the cooperation only financially. The shareholder concept only benefits the cooperation financially. It does not at all cater the social and ethical aspect for the organization, and this can be harmful in long term. They can lower the overall rate of the economic growth. They are just concentrated on increasing share prices and disadvantageous to other stakeholders such as customers who are not even the shareholders for the organization. Now here we have cited the example of the famous scandal at Enron. This scandal proves that if a company is following the shareholder concept, it is prone to have a loss, because here what was done is that the company always put emphasis on maximizing the shareholder value. So the manager or the whole management of the company, they are just focused on maximizing the shareholder value. That is why they got a huge loss and their share prices went down, as you can see in this diagram. But if they would have chosen the stakeholder perspective, they have easily catered the needs of employees, customers and the local community, which are directly the ends of the organization. If they are profitable, then indirectly the organization will be profitable. So this proves that the shareholder concept is not at all beneficial for the organization. So finally concluding, we can say that the stakeholder theory is an extension of the shareholder theory, and it's the broader framework understanding of the firm's interaction with society can actually generate better performance for the firm and can create more benefits for society at large. And our recommendations to the management after critically evaluating Doyle's definition are: firstly, the company should not only focus on maximizing shareholder value, but rather they should focus on maximizing company's value, or we can say that maximizing company's contribution to the economic system. And secondly, executives should work through their collective attitudes towards the company's stakeholder obligations and priorities so that they can take out steps to communicate their conclusions throughout the organization. And here are some of the references which we have used for making this presentation. Thank you so much for giving your time and concentration.